Torture. It is the worst type of interrogation. In this short video, I will tell you why it is the worst type of interrogation, what is better than it, and why the justification for torture does not work. Mainly the ticking bomb scenario. Now, to fully understand what we're talking about, let's look at a definition of torture. As a noun, torture is the action or practice of inflicting severe pain on someone as a punishment or to force them to do or say something, or for the pleasure of the person inflicting the pain. As a verb, it is to inflict severe pain on. Now, the definition of torture does not make it look or sound pretty, does it? Well, let's look at this 2016 graph to see what Americans think about torture. Now, the study doesn't show us too much. For the most part, it shows us that people are 50-50 on the topic of torture. But what it does tell us is there's no one in the world who thinks torture is justified in all scenarios. Now that we know what torture is, let's take a look at the leading justification for it, the ticking time bomb scenario. Even though the ticking bomb scenario was first mentioned in a book, it has been used as the main justification for torture from President George H.W. Bush until now. The ticking time bomb scenario is a hypothetical scenario in which we have a detainee that has a bomb threatening multiple lives, and we know that the detainee knows about the bomb. So what it asks is it justified to torture that detainee to save the lives of many? And a ticking time bomb scenario says yes, it is justified. Now, the first and probably the biggest problem with the ticking time bomb scenario is that it relies on too many hypotheticals and ifs. The first one is it relies on the agent's knowledge of a bomb being out in the world and threatening multiple people's lives. The second being that the detainee that they have is going to know about the bomb. There are just too many ifs and unknowns about the ticking bomb scenario to justify any use of it being used in the real world. Now, the second problem with the ticking bomb scenario is that the whole point of the ticking bomb scenario is saying that torture is such a great interrogation method that it will get reliable information from the detainee as fast as any other, or better than any other interrogation method. But in fact, this is false. There is a better and more humane way of gaining information. This new way is called the rapport building technique. Now, this new interrogation method relies on the interrogator actually befriending the detainee instead of them torturing the detainee. Now, this not only is this interrogation method more humane, but it also has confessions that are 4 times more reliable than torture, and the confessions early confessions actually happen 14 times more than early confessions happen in torture. Now, what's the point to all my rambling? Well, there's actually 2. The first is that torture is bad and it is wrong. And the second is that there's no justification for torture. Thank you for listening to my Don X talks, and see you next time.